What's good, everybody? This is your boy, Mr. Pound for Pound himself, and I'm definitely back up in the hizzle, in the house, in the flesh, in my skin. You know what it is. Now let's begin. Anyways, I'm just over here having fun. I'm hitting you up with my segment of my choice for 2013's Boxing's Fighter of the Year. I'm just going to go ahead and give you my, first of all, my Fighter of the Year, who I thought held it down and deserved Fighter of the Year. And then I'll also give you, a few honorable mentions in my mind that I thought, were there to be, possibly listed as well as Fighter of the Year, but just, didn't make it. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Number one, as my top rated Fighter of the Year, it's gotta be Floyd Money Mayweather Jr. You already know what it is. Floyd Money Mayweather had a great year. He started off the year early in May with beating Robert Guerrero. Unanimous decision over 12 rounds. That was at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. And he beat Guerrero pretty handily. 117, 111, all throughout all the judges' scorecards he just beat that ass. I can't even really talk about it. Mayweather looked masterful. He made a good fighter like Guerrero just completely shut down, and he just outboxed his socks off. A lot of people I talked to really didn't expect Mayweather to look that fresh, especially coming off that layoff. So, very impressive. You know what I'm saying? It was almost a whole year. And he did his thing, man. He looked great. Following that, only 4 months later, he fights probably one of the biggest names at 154, Saul Canelo Alvarez. This fight was for the WBC light middleweight title, also for the WBA Super World light middleweight title. This fight had a little drama around it because of the judging by CJ Ross. The scorecard she had was ridiculous. It was, she had it a draw 114-114. Mayweather did his thing again in this fight. This is actually a fight that I thought he was going to lose. I thought Canelo Alvarez had the goods to beat Mayweather, and he still does. Possibilities that Canelo took the fight a little too early. I mean, he's a young kid. He fought Mayweather, when he's 22? I mean, what were you guys doing at 22, 23? Probably not doing what Alvarez was doing. So, a lot of pressure. I do believe at the end of the day, Canelo kind of buckled under the lights and didn't really get into his Alvarez mode, and Mayweather just ran him down. Beautiful boxing lesson, beautiful boxing display. Floyd Money Mayweather is my number one choice for Fighter of the Year 2013. Now, taking over my number two spot, I'm going to have to go and give my number two spot, runner-up, Fighter of the Year, to my boy Triple G, Gennady Golovkin. I was really, really tempted to give him number one based on the fact that, he beat 4 guys rather than Mayweather's 2 guys, but the 2 guys Mayweather beat a lot more high-class opposition than what Gennady Golovkin beat. But on the flip side, Gennady didn't take any of his fights in 2013 past 9 rounds. That's pretty impressive. He stopped Curtis Stevens in 8, Matthew Macklin in 3, Nobuhiro Ishida in 3, and Gabriel Rosado in 7. All these fighters, had decent records, man. They were, 25-3 for Curtis Stevens. Matthew Macklin was 29-4. Nobuhiro Ishida, 24-8. Also former sparring partner for Canelo Alvarez in camps like that. Ishida was a solid dude. Gabriel Rosado, 21-5. So, at the end of the day, it was kind of like a chopping board of a schedule for Gennady Golovkin. It was a schedule to make him look good, but he held it down. At any given time, he could have lost the fight. I mean, boxing is boxing. It only takes one punch to really change your career. Based on that, number 2 runner-up would have to be Gennady Triple G Golovkin. Holding it down on my third pick. And I was kind of wavering for second and third, and I thought about it and was like, no, you know what? My boy deserves third. I'm going to go ahead and give my third pick to Adonis Stevenson, man. And this is why, I got to give number 3 spot to Adonis as far as, runner-up, because Adonis has just been busy. If you look at his schedule, he's fighting like every 3 months throughout this whole year. He's fought every 3 months. He avenged the loss to Darnell Boone. Darnell Boone's record was horrible, so, that wasn't too much to write home about. But 3 months later, he iced Chad Dawson in the first round to pick up the WBC light heavyweight title, which was one of the most spectacular title exchanges that happened this year, aside from Abner Mares and Gonzalez. We'll get to that later. But we're not talking upsets. We're just talking throughout the year and how much a fighter's got done. Like I said, Adonis has been busy. He beat Darnell Boone, he beat Chad Dawson, then he beats another good fighter in Tavoris Cloud, WBC light heavyweight title match where he was defending his title. Handles Tavoris pretty easy, man, and then has another fight against another good fighter, 20-1 record, Tony Bellew, and he stops him. He looks good in that fight also. I know they're trying to build a fight against him and Kovalev next year. That's going to be an awesome fight. All credit to Adonis Stevenson. Man, keep up the good work. You're looking good this year, and I hope for big fights for next year, most definitely. On to my number 4 pick. I sad to have him at 4. Actually, I would have had him a little higher had he just been a little busier. My boy Timothy Bradley, man. Timothy Bradley is ranked number 4 for me right now. Even though he's 31-0, I had him 4th on my list of runner-ups, and only because, let's speak about it first. He had the brawl with Ruslan Provodnikov. That was a great fight. People thought maybe fight of the year. I thought definitely one of the fights of the year. It was a brawl. Timothy Bradley showed his mettle. He showed what he had, and a lot of people thought he was going to box, and he didn't. He came out and was like, you know what? I'm going to show my fans. I'm going to try to build another fan base, and I'm going to show y'all what you guys didn't think I had. You guys thought I didn't stand toe-to-toe with Pacquiao. Well, I'm going to stand toe-to-toe with Provodnikov, and we're going to do this. And he did. And he survived it, and he won, at the end of the day, a unanimous decision over 12. Now, a lot of people think that he didn't win that fight. He went down numerous times in the fight. He was hurt numerous times in the fight. So that fight was in question. One of the reasons why I have Timothy Bradley lower on my list. And then, he also had the fight in 2013 with Juan Manuel Marquez. Now, Juan Manuel Marquez came off a huge victory over Manny Pacquiao. Is he top quality? Is he a younger fighter? No. He's an older version of Marquez. This Marquez, in my mind, is easily beatable by a fast boxer from here on out. Chris John kind of showed that a long time ago. But it just wasn't the same Marquez that we're used to seeing. It was a little older version, and Timothy Bradley beat him. In my mind, he won the fight, but a lot of people think it could have went either way. A lot of people think it was a close fight. So 2 close fights on the year for Timothy Bradley is the reason why I have him my number 4. Now, coming in at my number 5 and final pick for runner-up of Fighter of the Year 2013 is going to be none other than Guillermo Rigondeaux. Let me just tell you straight up why he's on my list. The reason why he's on my list, he had 11 fights, pro fights, 11, okay? And he fought pound for pound Nonito Donaire and beat him unanimously, easily, and that's unheard of today. People just don't go get 11 fights and then challenge for a title, let alone fighting someone pound for pound. Guillermo Rigondeaux did that. He had the amateur pedigree. He was a solid fighter. He had speed, good defense, great counterpunching, and totally befuddled Donaire. And that's just, you got to put him on a type of a fighter of the year list for that. But like I said, I put him at number 5 as far as my runner-up rankings, because after that great victory, he followed it up with a Joseph Edbecco. And who cares about Joseph Edbecco? I mean, really. So he did what he had to do. He put on a spectacular performance in the early part of the year, and then he had a trash can that he handled pretty easy. The thing about both performances, however, both performances were kind of okay. Nothing spectacular about Rigondeaux. Nothing that really says superstar yet. I'm hoping to see that because, dude's got talent. But like I said, so far in my eyes, nothing special. He's just another good, really, really groomed Cuban fighter. We've seen this happen in the past. We've seen them come and go. Like I said, I would hope to see him stay and do great things. But for 2013, you can't deny, fighter of the year, man. Pound for pound, man. Floyd Money Mayweather. He still held it down another year. It's good to see that he fought twice this year instead of once. Like in the past years, we've been seeing him fight only once. So all props to Mayweather. Looking forward to 2014. All my fans and subscribers, I love y'all. Stay tuned. I appreciate y'all. This is Mr. Pound for Pound. 2014's coming. Peace.